You're gonna be the friendly face in the
This
crowd
meeting
for
is
me.
being recorded.
All right. Sorry.
Um, so, but it's gonna be, kind of the first one. So
Cool.
let's figure it
You
out.
got this, man.
Thanks, man. How do I? Oh, do I go down here and use that? Ah, okay, cool. Keep it there. Yeah, but I'm stoked, man. Let's go. It's gonna be fun. Go get her done. Oh, I need a heavy pen. The best thing about how's your day been?
Me?
Yeah,
I'm exhausted, dude.
I bet. You said you haven't slept in a couple days, huh?
Yeah, 2 nights now.
2 nights. Damn, bro.
Yeah,
That's wild.
it's not fun, but it.
Yeah. I need to get you. You need to get sleeping, bro. You need to get sleeping. Oh, there. Go get her done. Hey, Jen. Hey, Sam. Hey, Jen. Hello, hello. Kind of giving it a minute for everybody to start to come in here. Had a handful of people confirm, which is cool. So I'm stoked to kind of show you guys everything. And go from there. Hey, Sam. How you doing? And Robin is also going to be joining as well. Hey, Matt.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How you doing? Long time no talk.
I know it's been a long time, right?
It's been many moons,
Glad
many
we got
moons.
glad we reconnected.
Right? Same here. Same here. Kind of just waiting for everybody to join up.
Cool. And I'm sure the question, are you recording this and will it be like
Hmm.
shared and stuff? Okay, might not be able to save the whole thing, but we'll see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no worries. I try to make it simple and concise, but also kind of go through what I believe is the most important parts of it. My own little unique take on this whole update, right?
Awesome. Yeah.
My own little crazy my my conspiracy brain, right? But yeah, man, it's been last time we talked was what? Was it last year?
It might have been 2 years ago, honestly. I
Oh
think
shoot. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. 2024 just flew by, and so did this year. So
There was a 2024?
it was 23 when I signed up for that other program.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't even know there was a
So
24. I thought it was just went 23 to 25.
fun.
Like it just skipped the
Yeah, we
whole
skipped
thing.
that year. Yeah, I don't,
Yeah. That
yeah.
year didn't even exist. Like it didn't even. I don't even know about it. Like the only thing I knew was my wife was pregnant, and that's it.
That's
So
pretty important. That's that sounds
yeah,
eventful.
yeah. 2025 was a lot more eventful because the baby actually, finally came about. But that was a wild thing. It's a whole thing, man. But it's good to see you again. Like your background.
Thanks. Your light is like trippy. It almost looks like a lava lamp, but it's like, no,
I know.
what is that? Maybe it's how like it's being processed or
Do you want me to?
that's
Let's
really
do this. Let's change it. Let's go straight up blue. There we go. Hey, BJ, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm ready to rock and roll. I think I'll give it just one more minute or so. Everybody kind of join up, and yeah, I'm with you, Jen. We can forget 2024. I had my fair share of losses in 2024, so prefer not to do that year again. Actually, I probably would go back to that year again because this year I had to deal with a whole health issue, and that's been a whole thing. Not here nor there.
I hope you're on
So
the up and up, Vinny. Hopefully.
yeah, I've
Every
been
day
waiting to.
is something. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been waiting to get taller since eighth grade. Hasn't happened, so I'm hoping.
I'm the same. Yeah, I never had a growth spurt
Yeah,
in
man,
this
the
height since
goals.
like I was 10.
Oh my gosh. Probably one of those guys that grew like 6 feet tall as soon as 6 feet. Hey,
Exactly.
Joan. Cool. So, I mean, most of the people here, and I'm looking at you guys on my left, but most of the people here, I know you guys. So if you guys can just a little bit introduce who you are, you can even write in the chat and I can read it out. But I'd love to get it a little bit more. And Sam, I know me and you have met. Jen, me and you, I believe we're in Fast Forward together. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. BJ, welcome, working alongside me. Matt, we used to talk back all the way back in the past. So you running your own ads, and Arslan and Joan. So welcome. If you guys just want to say a little bit about you and give you guys a little bit of time on what you guys do. So, Matt, if you want to start, can I get everybody kicked off?
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, great to be here on this call. I've been doing paid media since 2012. So I actually found an old screenshot the other day of like Facebook in 2016. It looks so different
Oh my
back with like
gosh.
Power Editor and the good old days. But
Yeah.
yeah, lots of changes have happened, and that's why I gotta keep learning. And Vinny's always been there to help me. So glad to get back on your train. Actually, I think I got targeted on your Facebook ad, so they did a good job.
Oh
That's
dang,
how
unfortunate. I'm
for
sorry
your
about
Mad Method ad,
that.
whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was my ads and my landing page. So that was kind
Oh,
of fun to
good.
go through and
Yeah.
write it all. So
Yeah, mainly do e-com and performance marketing on Facebook and Google and stuff like that. So got a lot of
nice.
clients right now that trying to have a big Black Friday, so I figure I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything, making sure I
Yeah.
have the right mindset. So that's basically
Yeah. Trust me, when it comes to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I'm gonna tell you guys. So I'll kind of get the party rolling. Like one of the big things about Black Friday, Cyber Monday right now, and it's what I'm gonna reveal to you is not really a massive secret. It's simply things that you guys, I would say no, but it's a really good strategy that's worked for me every single year that I've ran Black Friday. Like millions and millions of dollars made just by using this really simple strategy. So that's what I'm going to give to you guys, but it's how to use it as well with Andromeda's updates, right? And so it's breaking it all down together and doing it like that. So cool, guys. A little bit about today. We're just going to go over Meta's Andromeda's updates and BFCM ads. I'm going to go over different examples, different ways you can diversify. I know there's a lot that's been happening inside of Meta this year. But there's some really crazy things that we can start to talk about. And this is what I'm excited about. So a little bit of what you'll learn today, like what real creative diversification is and how to make it work for you. Little side note, creative diversification has been a hot topic in some niche marketing circles since 2023. So we're seeing that to be more prevalent in as Facebook marketers now that everybody's talking about Andromeda and how it's actually supposed to work and what you're supposed to do. So there's a connection here that I'll talk about in a little bit. And then we're going to say what Andromeda is, the very simplified version, because I'm sure all of you here have already watched YouTube videos on it or multiple YouTube videos on it or read multiple posts on it. Right. And if you haven't, then I'll touch on it simply. But the way that I look at it and the way that it actually works and how I actually think it's a massive benefit to us as Facebook advertisers now than it ever was before. And it gives us a great ability to actually excel. And that's one of the biggest things that we can do. So the next one is how to work with Andromeda instead of against it. This is where I find a lot of people tend to decide, hey, you know what? I see these big updates that are happening. I'm going to try to go against the grain for whatever reason. And they end up shooting themselves in the foot and then having poor results. And those are the things that we don't want to do, right? And then how to build a strong foundation that is stable and scales. So this is the biggest thing that I think Andromeda is pushing people to do. And this is where we're really going to go deeper a little bit into today. How to make BFCM campaigns and get the maximum results. And ads, we're going to go specifically into ads for different niches. Now, I know you guys, some of you here are ecom, info, book a call, right? So I will show you multiple different ways for us to do that for those different niches, because there's a little bit of a disconnect with info products. So people think that they can't actually run an offer on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but you can. It's been embedded all along, and I'll show you a little bit how it's kind of, you'll go, oh, will it work for me? Yeah, it will work, because that's what people are looking for. And then at the end, if you guys want to, I'm happy to do a free audit of your account, and we can look over it, and we can go over anything that you would like to. We can hop on a call after. So cool. Awesome. All right, and this workshop is for you if you're spending $100 to $500 a day on Meta and more, of course more, but I try to give it a threshold of how much people are spending on a day. Your offer works, you're getting sales, you're getting leads, you're tired of the chaos, and we want predictability, and you're ready to build a foundation, not just the next tactic of the day, because that's ultimately what I believe in. It's something that I believed in for the past 3+ years. I know Matt, me and you have talked. BJ, I know we've talked as well, and this is something that I believe very, very much, which is a foundation to actually scale. And the last one is like if you're struggling to figure out what the next steps are in a noisy, info-heavy world and what actually works inside of your ad accounts. Now, why I say this last part, what actually works, is because since the Andromeda update, I've been running ads. I have multiple accounts, right? And probably about 5 to 6 months of this year, I was spending about $1 million plus every single month, and currently still close to spending to that much. And we'll be spending that much within the next couple of months because it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So everybody's upping up the budgets, right? So a little bit about who I am. If you guys don't know me, majority of you guys do, but I personally ran about $60 million in ad spend over the course of 6 years. I have spent $300,000 of my own money in the past 2 years. And I've had multiple big Black Friday, Cyber Monday clients that I've worked with, anywhere from 7 to 9 figure, ones that were in Shark Tank and ones that are also known internationally. Spent so much during this time as well. So this is a little bit about me. Currently, I have accounts that are spending 4 to 7K a day, and we're amping that up as Black Friday, Cyber Monday comes up. And so we'll be spending close to $10,000 to $15,000 a day in some of these accounts. Now, granted, majority of these are going to be in ecom because ecom is very heavy when it comes to the offers, but some of these right now that are spending consistently anywhere from 4 to 6K a day is in info products specifically. So, and I've ran ads in all different kinds of niches, B2B, B2C, e-commerce, coaching, info products, SaaS, book a call funnels, insurance. I've kind of been there, done that. And it's about something that I'm going to tell you guys, which is a huge principle of mine, something that I've always been able to do. And I'll talk about it here and actually how it really benefits you guys for Andromeda moving up. If there's one thing that I've learned in the last 6 years in spending 60 million plus in ad spend, it's this: the best meta advertisers are not the ones that are looking for a quick trick, tactic, hack, or technique that's going to fix their account overnight. They're people who actually build solid foundations and know how to utilize the platform at its fullest to be able to get them the maximum results. That's what I know to be absolutely true, and I believe this with everything in me. So, cool guys. We'll kind of dive in a little bit into what a foundation looks like. Right? One of the biggest things is building a foundation here. So I love this. Napkin.ai did a great job here. I love the way that this little graph looks. So is building a foundation for lasting success. To have confidence, assurance, to scale accounts and work under pressure. Adaptability, the ability to adjust to changing environments. And then creating lasting success. So one of the big things that we see, guys, since 2019, Meta's been rolling out a bunch of updates. I mean, they always roll out a bunch of updates, right? But we see a lot of these big updates happening within 2022 and actually 2019 to 2020 when the iOS 14 Pixel came out, right? We started to see a lot of these changes actually start to come out, and we were advertising. So some of the best advertisers that I know, they build a foundation and they're able to adapt. and they're able to adapt quite quickly to the changes of the environment. And they're able to do that because they understand one of the biggest foundations for lasting success is that they have foundational principles. So it doesn't really matter what happens in the environment, what Facebook changes, they have the skills necessary to adapt to any environment. I want to say this little thing that I believe to be very true. One thing that I want you guys to think about is the vehicle that we're using to deliver the ads to get people to purchase, right? Back in the day, it used to be newspapers, magazines, and billboards, right? So the headlines, everything was inside of either magazine, a billboard, or a newspaper that were advertising to people, right? Or even letters, so on and so forth, going to their home, going place. Now the vehicle itself, the delivery mechanism has actually changed. We've been able to reach a much broader group of people. Because of this, we look at these changes and adaptations that we're doing. There's core principles that allow you to build a great foundation for consistent success. And that, to me, one of the biggest ones is going to be your customer psychology overall, right? Understanding the who behind it. And that's something that we'll go a little bit deeper into once we kind of break it all down here. So cool, guys. Let's go over this. We'll go to the next one. Let's talk about Andromeda, the unignorable update, the one that's on everybody's YouTube if you're a marketer, the one that's in everybody's feed, and what everybody is saying, right? So as of right now, everybody here knows that Andromeda has been rolled out. The question is always, did it roll out of my account? And when did it roll on my account? Well, the sad news is that Facebook doesn't really tell you, hey, by the way, you got Andromeda in your account. Just rolls it out, just does it. Same thing with enhancements. You guys probably know you've had some really crappy enhancements that they've rolled out and they don't tell you, they just put it in there and you're going, what do I do next? Like, how do I use this? Does it actually work? Right? And so what everybody else is also talking about, it's during this time, they started to see some type of causation and correlation of their ads tanking. And they're going, oh, I'm trying to identify a reason as to why my ads no longer work. Right? Why the ads that I had last year worked and why they no longer work. And that's where the wanting to understand how Andromeda actually works and what these account updates are and the rollouts are so that we can understand what we need to do in order to successfully be able to adapt to the Andromeda update. So you guys put in the chat, but a quick, maybe one or yes. Do you feel like Andromeda is in your account right now? Just curious if you think it is. You can just put like a 1 or a yes in the chat. Yeah, one. Yeah, Walker's like, yeah, I got it. Yeah. It's not in everyone's account yet. That's the thing, right? Because there's a lot of people are saying that it is, and some people are saying that it isn't. That's what we are completely unsure about, right? Because if you look at it, yeah, even Jen, like everybody's like, yeah, we see it, right? We feel like it is, but we don't necessarily have a notification. Yeah, BJ, I do agree with you. There are some principles. We'll talk about that. Yeah, but see, a lot of people are trying to figure out as to why their ads had dipped so much. Ads that had worked last year that no longer work, and this is a way to explain it. So what we'll do here is kind of go over this one, but I'll kind of explain a little bit of how Andromeda did come out and some of the updates here as well. So a couple of things, guys, that I wanted to ask, and again, you can drop a 1 or yes in the chat. Does this sound familiar to you? You're about $200, $300 a day, even 100, even more. Things are working. You have a great day, $50 CPA, 2 sales, 10 sales, whatever it might be. And then you go, okay, it's time to scale. So you bump up the budget, right? And then all of a sudden, 24 to 40 hours later, everything crashes and your CPA just spike. Do you guys notice that as well? Do you guys have that happen in your accounts? Yeah, Matt's kind of shaking his head there. He's like, yeah, sometimes it depends. Some accounts, yeah. A bit might have been stable, one account for sure, right? You always have that one account, right? So sometimes you have this and you start to panic, you start to test new ads, you start duplicating campaigns, you start changing audiences, you start to try to go back to what you could do to hack it. Can I hack this again? Can I hack it again? Can I hack it again? Well, the thing about Andromeda is that as much as you try to hack it, what happens is actually the signal clarity gets worse and your performance starts to tank. So I was working with someone recently. I was kind of coaching them through stuff. Every time that they saw their account dip within the second or third day, right? And this happened after he brought me on so I can help him through this. He would come to me and he'd go, "Hey, by the way, my account dipped, so I created a brand new campaign." I'm like, we need to build a little bit more. And this is the part that gets a little bit scary because like you do need to build that foundation. You can't just start over again every single time that it kind of dips. It doesn't really work that way, right? And so trying to do these hacks, trying to do this stuff, I truly believe that within 6 months or so, we will stop talking so much about hacking the actual algorithm itself and start really talking about and diving a lot deeper into consumer behavior and what motivates them to really move forward. So cool. So the answer is like, why did your ads die within 3 days? And if anybody gets my Lord of the Ring reference, I will love you forever. I told this to Robin. She did not get it. This gif here is after Frodo throws the ring into Mordor and everything explodes, right? This is actually a representation of, and I'll kind of skip a little bit through here, but it's a representation too of most people thinking that they need one ad that needs to handle all that spend. And I've disagreed with this for years because I had one ad in 2023 and I spent $700,000. Wow, wonderful, great. But as soon as that one died out, my whole account died out. That's what happens. So this is a representation of that one ring, you know, that one ad to rule them all, that when you throw them in there, everything kind of just explodes and you're trying to scramble, trying to figure it out. Well, Andromeda, what it does is it's a retrieval system, right? Your retrieval system is actually looking at multiple different types of customer journeys and multiple different types of ads that they can use in order to create a sequential learning and customer journey path to get them activated, to get them to purchase, right? So now back to this, why your ads die within 3 days. It's a handful of things. Your ads weren't made for the new changes. You're probably trying to rerun the same angles, the same account structure, so on and so forth. And you're trying to just throw the exact same things against the wall and hoping that it sticks. What worked in the past doesn't work anymore, right? There's an exception to this, and we'll see what it is. And then your market has shifted and how your audience gets delivered. The ad has changed. It has. And those are the big things that I've noticed in everyone's account. Like trying to do the same thing that they thought worked in the past, it's no longer going to work right here in the future. There are exceptions to that rule, some few exceptions, and we'll kind of go over them. But yes, if let me know. Do you guys kind of get the Mordor reference here? Oh yes, all right, wonderful, cool. I'm so happy that you do. I think Gem does more targeting. Yeah, a little bit of both, right? Because Andromeda right here is the way that it retrieves the actual ads and selects which ads go to which people and then you have sequential learning and the sequence of it actually doing it, right? So because Meta changed the algorithm, your ads need to be more personalized to your market. There's a reason for this is because Facebook is now doing more personalized targeting. And we'll talk about this in a little bit, but it's not about just having an avatar anymore. Instead, it's about focusing on understanding your market's mass desire. That's going to be the big thing. That's going to be the big shift that you need to understand. That mass desire is really what's going to allow for you to broaden your ads, to bring in more people and create more diverse angles. And this is going to help it make it more personal to more people and be able to speak to them and diversify and create that volume that you need. Because when you understand the mass desire, you can do all three. I'll show you some examples a little bit later, but this is what we really need to understand. This is where I believe the big principle is that we need to really focus on. So the algorithm has changed and to lean into it. This is where I get called a conspiracy theorist, but bear with me, guys. I promise you it makes sense in my head. So I do believe that this new change is something to embrace. It's not one to fear. It's one to adapt to, especially since we're advertisers, right? If we don't fully trust the actual vehicle that we're using to put the gas in to actually get us from point A to point B, then why do it at all, right? So we're here because we're looking to adapt and learn and embrace this change and become better than we were before. Because this is here, regardless of how we can control it or not. So as AI progresses, so will the AI's ability to target the right person. Every company right now, big company, Meta, Amazon, Tesla, are leaning heavily into AI. So these systems are only going to get better. That's my personal opinion. This is what I believe is going to happen into the future. This is where the conspiracy theory comes out, guys, right? So I noticed there's a couple of things here that I noted that I want you guys to understand, and this is the timeline. And before I say this, have you guys been tracking some of the timeline and some of the things that Meta's been releasing throughout the last couple of years? Like the slow removal of interest targeting, and you can no longer just target the author from Rich Dad Poor Dad. Now it's personal finance. It's a broader umbrella. They're removing a lot of the targeting options, a lot of the interest options. Have you guys seen that roll out more and more? You can put a yes or like a 1 in the chat if you guys have seen that more. Oh, 100%. I feel like 100%. They have way more changes than they announce. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, haven't used interest in a long time. Exactly, because we see this rolling out, right? So this is where the craziness comes in, and this is where I get really excited. So bear with me here. Because of this, I do believe that Facebook was actually slowly building the landscape and the foundation for Andromeda to eventually release. I truly believe that. It all started with broad targeting. Now, Matt, we talked about broad targeting way back in the day, right? So broad targeting, that was the big thing that I was talking about, let's say middle of 2022, moving into 2023. 2023 was a big talk about broad marketing. There was a lot of conversation around that. Then Facebook started to remove these interests, right? Started to decentivize you to decide, hey, this is the interest that I want to target to. Now, do interests still work? Caveat, yes, of course. They still work. But there will be a time, I believe personally, that they'll remove it almost completely. I do believe that will happen. I think it'll still stay, it might stay a bigger, broader umbrella, but I believe that will happen. And then we have updates here, right? We have updates to the detailed targeting, and then Andromeda releases December 2nd, 2024. Crazy, huh? All of a sudden, we see this linear path of everything that started to happen, and they were laying the foundation for Andromeda to finally come out. Then it came out, and the retrieval system is now knowing who to talk to, how to talk to them, and how to show the ads in a specific sequence that will get them to purchase from you at the right time with the right message. That's where I think is a little bit crazy. Yeah, even now, it's more of a suggestion. Exactly, because you guys have seen it in some of your accounts in which they go, yeah, so like this is me being a little crazy guy, right? Looking it over everything. But yeah, Matt, you're absolutely right. If you look at it, it's taken as a suggestion. There's even little options that if you don't know to turn them off, it's saying, hey, I will allocate more 5-10% of your budget to testing out all these other things, right? To not listening to the guardrails that you placed in front of me. I also do believe this is actually incredibly beneficial for people who are direct response marketers. 100%. And the reason why I believe that is because if their AI system gets better, and we know that we cannot control Andromeda the way that the ads are retrieved, and we can't control it, specifically the algorithm, like we have specific constraints that we can place into it. Therefore, we gain greater control than ever before. And it's greater control over our creatives and our ability to give the right messaging to the right person and be able to understand them holistically by tapping into the masses arm. So, like I said, a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. I've been talking about this since April 1st, and no, it wasn't an April Fool's joke. Some people thought it was, but then some people started to see the engineering papers that I cited in it. And I think, Jen, you saw that post on Nothing Held Back, the Facebook group. But this is the post that I made, talking about it way back then, right? And not a whole lot of people talked about it. It was absolutely wild. And this is me drawing out a little bit of that timeline and what I was thinking in the past and how it actually worked and what to do about it. So since April 1st, I've been very focused on that diversification. But also prior to that, I've been focused on diversification because there is an article that came out for diversification from Meta. I think it came out in 2024 or 2023 and teaching you how to do this. I do believe that if we listened to how Meta was talking in the past 2 or 3 years, that we would have been able to connect the dots and probably see something similar like this coming as they started to remove and tell you what needed to happen. And I do believe that a lot of their advice is very early. The reason why I say that a lot of Facebook's advice and why it's impacting a lot of people now and why it's early is because they test it out on accounts. They test it out multiple on a bunch of different accounts, and then they slowly start to roll it out, and they test a little bit more, roll it out, test a little bit more, roll it out, test a little bit more, roll it out, test a little bit more. Right. And because of this, they finally get enough confidence to go, okay, we've broken enough of people's shit and broken enough ad accounts. And in our wake, they're like, all right, cool, we'll get it done. Right. Okay, cool. Now we can roll it out more to everybody else. So how does the retrieval system work? This is how I perceive it. This is what I see. Think about Netflix. How Netflix suggests other shows, movies based on what you've watched. It's the same concept for ads. It's personalization. So this is not my Netflix account. This is a suggested video, okay? Because I didn't watch Orange is the New Black. But that said, if I was this person, this is how the suggestion would look like. This would be like a line of ads, just a little bit different, right? So it's a suggestion. It is a retrieval system in which Meta goes, hey, this is what you've liked, and this is what you're interested in because you've clicked on these interests, you've engaged with these posts, you've engaged with these hashtags on Instagram, you've clicked on these links, you've done these things, you've had this behavior. This is what you're going to be interested in. In addition to this, this is where it gets a little bit crazy. Now, I'm being suggested here on this specific example, a House of Cards, because I watch Orange is the New Black. Well, Orange is the New Black is a little bit of a drama series, right? It has a little bit of comedy, not a whole lot. So what is Netflix recommending me here? More drama series, right? A little bit of comedy, a little bit of drama series, sitcom, so on and so forth. What if I decided to click on and watch, and majority of my personalized behavior inside of the actual Netflix platform and algorithm was more catered to around true mystery and crime and documentaries? What do you think would be suggested here? True crime, documentaries, mysteries, right? That's what would be recommended here because I watched that. Facebook does something similar with the new retrieval system. If you look at it, there's people who engage with different types of ads that invoke different emotions. They actually ran a study on this. I think it was in 2014, Facebook did. Pretty sure they got sued for it. We got in trouble for it. Now, I'll find it and I'll give you guys a citation. But what they did is they actually created posts and stuff that there's a lot of fear in it, and seen how people reacted and seen to deliver them more of that fear, right? We've seen that. A good case and example, whenever we know inside of our ad accounts and our environment, when the election happens in the US, you notice a dip in your account because what everybody's being fed in their algorithm is political, is dividing, is about the elections and all that stuff. That's what the algorithm is delivering because that's what people are interested in at the current moment. So this retrieval system not only looks at the way that the actual ads themselves are being presented to you, but what kind of emotions you're more likely to actually click on. And that's where diversification, also fear, 100%. Yeah, Jen, I agree with that 100%. Also fear. And that's exactly how it works, right? This new retrieval system actually will understand you react to this type of emotion. So when you're looking at diversification, you're not only diversifying your ads in the formats and way they look, you're also diversifying the way you invoke emotions. That's wild. It's the coolest thing ever. But that's why I think it's such a benefit to us, especially as direct response marketers, because those of you who are nerdy like me and like to do direct response stuff, you guys know how to drive emotion. And I think that's how it really works. So what does Andromeda mean for you? It's something I've been preaching for years. Foundational principles are the absolute key. And now with Andromeda, the focus has shifted, bringing new awareness to an old truth. And why I say it's an old truth is because this type of stuff has been happening throughout our entirety of our lives, period. You can refer to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? There is a list of needs that people have that need to be satisfied. This is old as people have been on this earth. And one of the cool things is beyond just creative diversification, it's now varied ad types, formats, and messages, similar to what I talked about before. It's providing enough diverse content to continuously feed Meta's powerful AI. So it is being able to create enough ads that evoke different emotions, that speak to people in different customer journeys, and being able to do that consistently. And that's where I believe our biggest potential is and our biggest opportunity is, because we can now control these things and we can do it in a way that Facebook will start to work with us instead of against us. Right. And that's my personal belief. And personalization, being able to tailor the ads directly to that individual in a certain place and time frame that they're in right there, so that we can expect the most performance, and so that they can be the most relevant ad for them during that time. So in this new era of AI, Meta's system effectively has to sort through hundreds of millions of ads. And I think that's where Andromeda really comes in, is really strong, is being able to actually go through these 100 millions of ads that are being delivered every single day, sort them in a way that allows for them to be delivered properly to the right person at the right time with the right message. It has to achieve two goals. One, Facebook's goals. Two, the advertiser's goals. So those are the things that we need to be looking at as well. Cool. Any questions here, guys? If you have any, let me know. We can ask them, or we can move on to the next slide. Cool beans. Anytime, feel free to throw your questions inside of the chat. Love to answer them. You guys can ask at any time. So let's go into what Meta actually considers diversification. So Meta on their site says, to perform well on Meta's ad auction, Andromeda, each of your ads should combine several different creative elements, including a variety of formats, visuals, and text. That's the big thing. So again, to recap, Meta creates and curates the best customer journey, because the customer journey is no longer linear. And that's why we need to have multiple angles in order to resonate with the right person at the right time. And this is what Meta actually shows, is diversification. This is wonderful. Something that I'll post in here for you guys. Robin, if you get that link, we can post in here for them so they can see it. But this is wonderful. You kind of see the different ways that diversification is actually work. This is going to work for some people who love the product shot. And this right here will work really well for people who like to see it either in a on a person, so a lifestyle shot. And then right here, you have to see something similar, right? On the person here, and then a lifestyle shot. But you also see that this one is a reel, this one is more of a story, a different format, and you diversify the visuals in multiple different ways, right? So BJ, with its targeting people's feelings, when you get the kind of negative, but your ad should engage with them or block them, it doesn't target them for people. So that is something that is possible. Yes. So that's why you don't want your ads to be overly negative, right? And it can attract more of those people in that same emotional state. So yeah, that's definitely possible that it can. Of course, if you're trying to do a lot of fear-based advertising, shame-based advertising, it is going to be incredibly short-lived. So I'd focus more on motivational, right? Moving them towards a big outcome, a big goal, instead of fear-mongering around it. But again, that has to be very heavy on the fear. So let's keep that in mind as well. So cool. Awesome. And then kind of going over the old way and the new way, right? For anybody here who's ran any kind of AC funnel, you know this. The old way, like Meta's had targeting ads to be delivered to the group level. And now the new way, Meta ads deliver on the individual level, making them more personalized, more specific to the person, similar to the Netflix example that I gave here, which is more personalized to the person. Cool. And BJ, I'll answer your question really quickly. So not fear-based, just when you get those troll people. Oh yeah, those type of people hide the comments, or you can respond back to them. Sometimes responding back to them, that is actually a really good way to do it. Again, of course, if they're not being absolutely ridiculous, right? For me, I like to hide or delete them. But if it's something that is actual concern and objection, I would actually handle that on the ad, which increases the engagement. And if people respond to that, it actually becomes more positive than it does negative. It works really, really well for me because you can handle objections on the actual comment section. And then you can see, you could take that and run ads and then shift that belief, which is really, really powerful. So yeah, really quickly, guys, before I move on to this next one, is there any questions, anything about the old way, the new way, kind of what we're seeing? You know, guys seeing something similar in your accounts? Any questions? Sam?
I do have a quick question. I was trying to raise my hand, but I don't even see the hand raising button.
No worries.
Just a quick question about what you were mentioning in the contacts as kind of social proof and engagement. Do you ever take ads that have previously performed well? And I haven't done it, but I've seen people take the actual ad ID and use that in their next campaign, just as a method of bringing over all that engagement.
Yes. So I use the post IDs quite often. So, well, actually, this is great. This is a great example. So we'll kind of go into this one, and this will explain as well what you're saying. Some of these right here, you can see. So, for example, the side hustle right here one, this says post ID. This is actually me carrying over all that engagement into my scaling control campaign, right? So I've established these ads that can handle more spend. And so these are a handful of ads that I have. I took over this account on October 1st, and I've been, launching a lot of different ads, and I found multiple ads. Like these are just individual ads, not the whole ad set. And they've been able to handle thousands of dollars of spend, right? And yeah, post IDs are amazing. So yes, you'll see that post IDs are super, super good to carry over any of the engagement. You can also duplicate it, but I do prefer post IDs. So
Awesome.
preference there.
Yeah,
Right.
no, thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, as you can see, some of these are here. Kind of have this post ID right here. You'll see some of these are. This one is really rocking and rolling, and this is what it looks like to actually build a foundation. This is an info product. We're spending money from $3,000 to $5,000 a day. We're actually working our way up to getting new offers going up because we want to spend about $9,000 to $10,000 a day in these info products, right? So this is just one account that I'm on, but I want to show you because this is how you build. Like this isn't just one ad. Of course, there's some that are negative, but again, full screenshot for full transparency. But I have 9 different ads in here that can handle thousands of dollars of spend and can consistently stay profitable, which is what we're looking for. This is how we build the foundation. All of these are the different style of ads. They're not the same. They're not the same angle either. They're not introduced the same. So they're all different, diverse ones. So cool. Move on to the next one. So just a little bit that what I see a lot of people do, and again, I think this is something that everybody has said for quite some time, but I think now Andromeda is exposing a lot of this, right? Is throw shit against the wall and hope that it sticks. And it's not just doing that, it is actually being able to create a creative pipeline that will allow for you to work with the new update. This is something that I believe so much so. This is the foundation, these principles. So when you look back at this last slide here, this is not just one test. This is me launching a series of tests of volume of ads every single week. Now, this is where it becomes a little bit difficult to do for most people, but there is the ability to do that. And we'll go a little bit into that in just a bit. So it will create a pipeline. This is the thing that I believe is most important, is actually allow us to work with the new update. Well, to help us achieve 5 things, 5 things there. Have creative diversity, create quality ads, create high volume of those ads, personalize your ads to the mass desire of the market, and then create a feedback loop that allow you to know what to do more of. This is the big thing. This one right here was one of the biggest breakthroughs that I've had. And I know this sounds a little bit silly, but it is this creative feedback loop because you've been able to do enough volume, right? Because there's 2 things that most people, there's 2 different schools of thoughts that people do subscribe to. One of them that they subscribe to is, I've got to have just quality ads. And the other one is, well, I got to have a lot of quantity, right? A lot of ads, a lot of volume. I personally believe it needs to be both. You need to create quality ads, a high volume of those ads to be able to test them, and then have a feedback loop so that you know what quality looks like, and then do more of quality and more volume of quality. To just do just quality all the time. Now, whether or not that can be really good is good, but you do want to focus on quantity as well and a volume of creatives that you bring out so that you can get more feedback and faster. Cool? Awesome. So, like I said, if you're a direct response marketer, it's the best than it was before, because now your message will reach the exact person you want to reach, which in turn will increase your ability to talk to the right person using the right message at the right time. I firmly believe this. Now, in the next slide, I'm going to give an example. Please know it's not my political beliefs here, but this is exactly how we could tap into more diversification using the mass desire. So here's what it looks like to diversify your ads by tapping into the mass desire, right? So what a mass desire is: hopes, dream, fears, wants, needs, etc. of your market. How does that affect your ads? This helps you create ads that appeal to your entire market while also making it feel personal to one person, because the entire market can feel the same desire. So right here, this image right here, you can tell a lot by just this statement and a lot by just this image. And you can also infer a lot of things. So there's a couple of ways to look at this. One, Make America Great Again can be, depending on where you are and where you sit in the political spectrum, can be a very specific type of desire, right? And you can associate it with very specific things. This is what we want to create, and this is what we want to understand in the environment that we're in. The opposing, right, the opposite of this, people who see, they also associate something negatively, right? They have a different type of desire. So this is a really good way to look at it and say, oh, dang, this is how a mass desire can sway and shift entire markets. Because as you know, a lot of people voted for it and a lot of people voted against. That's a good visual representation of what a mass desire can look like, right? And does anybody have any questions on this? Anything I could elaborate a little bit further? Okay, cool. Awesome. So that's how I like to think about it, right? And this does a really good job of representing how mass desires can actually be used for a really broad group of people that all fit within the same umbrella, even if they don't fully agree with everything that is being said, right? Wonderful. So now we're going to go into this, right? Because we came in here, so we're going to talk about how to, and here's what creative diversity looks like for your ads, how to do it. So first we're going to tap into this mass desire. We're going to have to understand who they are, what they want, what their hopes are, what their dreams are, what their fears are, what their wants are of the market itself. Okay. And then we're going to move on to the next one, which is going to be your total addressable market and how this relates. So a lot of accounts that I go into, they have very specific ads that they love to run, which is wonderful, but a lot of them are bottom of funnel ads, even middle of funnel ads. So every time that you turn up the ad spend, what happens is these ads slowly start to fatigue and slowly start to die out because you've limited your total addressable market. So one of the things that I think that we should bring more attention to is being able to create more middle of funnel and top of funnel ads. And that's going to be to tap into that mass desire. So you have a bigger and total, more addressable market, right? So this is a really good way also to differentiate and create diversity in your ads. Why? Because you're creating ads that are middle funnel, creating ads that are top of funnel, creating ads that are bottom of funnel. And this allows you to increase your chances of reaching more people that are in different customer journeys. In addition to that, also creating ads that are based on awareness levels, where they are in their awareness journey, how aware they are of your product, of your of other products out there. This allows for you to create diversity because you can change and actually create ads that compare to either other products if they're more aware, or speak directly to where they are in their customer journey. This really allows us to expand and broaden. Another, again, these are multiple different ways. This right here can actually be a way for you to create so many different angles, is different avatar personas in your images. I'm currently testing this in that info product as we kind of showed here. Let's come back here real quick. So as we showed here, there is the cinematic style of ad featuring a different type of person. There is this UGC hustle one that's featuring a different type of different female in there. And there's also another one that I'm working on right now that will get done here very soon. That is going to feature a different female as well. So then what we're doing is we're creating multiple different styles of people so that the audience themselves can actually start to relate to that person because they see themselves in them. Also creating different age groups. Yeah, no worries. So creating different age groups and talking to those different age groups, I think that's also very important because all of them have a little bit different places that they are in their customer journey. Then we can focus on creating and crafting the angle, so different ways to convey the information. Right. So again, we can come back over here to this example here, where we have different ways of communicating it. This is more cinematic. This is an anti-hustle one. This is more job security. This is a test one, a side hustle one. Right. So these are different ways to convey the same thing and say it in a different way. Right. Because you create multiple different angles, you'll be able to reach different pockets of people that resonate with your message. That's really where it's going to allow you to diversify and expand. You can use statics, you can use videos, you can use GIFs, you can use all these different formats to really help you reach different people, because someone might convert from a video, but they might not convert from an ad. Some people might convert from a static, but some people might convert from a static, but might not convert from a video. Some people might convert from a carousel, but they might not convert from a GIF, or vice versa. So you're allowing Facebook to go out there and find people who are more likely to purchase in these different formats. right? I had an ad that did incredibly well for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It was just a simple carousel. Funny enough, it was actually one of my biggest evergreen ads. So it just worked out really well. And yet, like when we tested a lot of GIFs, like shorter reels, they didn't perform as well, but this carousel performed super, super well. And it was specifically tailored to showing different women inside of the ad and showing different clothing, like apparel for them as well. So it's something that you could definitely test out. And then when you use statics to test out messaging, you can also transfer those into videos. So a good example here is, again, we'll kind of come back in here. If you look at this job security one or the side hustle testimonial one, some of these were tested in actual statics, which is really cool. And then we transferred them over and made the messaging into a video. It just made the form a little bit longer, just a different way to do it, but that allows us to create more diversity in doing it. Then there's different ways to do formats. You can have UGC, you could do storytelling, you could do educational, you could do interview style, you could do product demos. There's so many different ways you can diversify your ads. Just need to expand and look at your actual market and find that desire and then be able to craft that message to create it for them. And then volume will always matter on how much you do for ad spend. So cool, guys. So the next thing is, who here would like to see examples instead of me just talking about it? If you want to put one, two, like a yes in the chat, and we can I can go through and show you guys a handful of examples that we have. Yeah, awesome. One, thanks, guys. So really quickly, then let's go over this. Then I have a couple of examples here. So this I'm going to show you guys ecom, local coaching, which you guys think is pretty wild. These guys had an incredible result when working. And then I'm going to show you info product, right? So I'll show you those three so you guys can get a good idea that it can work and it can be done for every single one of these, right? So this is for an ecom niche that I did. So this is a video here. Now, sadly, Gamma didn't allow for me to upload it as a full video, so I'll show you that one. So this is a different way of introducing the product, right? You're seeing someone actually work through it, do a lifestyle image. Then we have this one talking about the product. So right here, someone's taking an action. It's a lifestyle. This one is talking about it. This is a simple image. So we actually took this exact image here and it worked out well with a different avatar. So we switched it up. We did 3 more avatars and then this one just continued to work the exact same message, but the avatar was different, still diversifying. And this one acts as almost a unique mechanism itself because it has a unique way of it actually being. Oh, not sharing. Oh, I should be sharing my screen. No. Yeah, you see it? Okay, you guys see it? Let me know if you guys see it or don't see it. Cool. I'll just yes. Okay, Sam, let me know if you have any issues and I can reshare again. But yeah, let me know. Oh, okay, yeah, no worries. So yeah, this is different ways that these ads can look, right? There are multiple different ways. Actually, this ad this account right now, scaling this one up to about 5 to 7K a day. We're closer to 5K a day right now. We're going to continue to scale that up, and I diversify this account so much. There's so many different angles in here, and again, it's just about knowing where they are and where that desire is. Ooh, there we go. Cool. The next one. This is a local coaching niche. This is actually a book a call funnel that I did, surprisingly so. There's multiple different ways that it was introduced to do this. It's actually in Australia, and we had about maybe $30 cost per book call. We had about $200 cost per acquisition, which was absolutely wonderful for them. And we stole 31 people into their coaching cohort locally, by the way. This was in Melbourne. We did it locally. Within a month and a half, which is wonderful. And this is how I did it. I diversified the ads so much. So we have this way that we introduced an authority here. So this guy's actually it was an NFL player, and he went and worked with them, got massaged by them. And then the offer here, the actual massage itself. By the way, a little fun fact here. If you're running a book a call funnel, and this is something for you guys to check out and actually test, is right now during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, people are looking for discounts. People are looking for offers. So definitely test out offers for a book a call funnel and put it on your landing page and put it in your ads and test it out during this Black Friday, Cyber Monday time and see how it goes, because this offer did incredibly well during the year and towards the end of the year as well. This one right here, was really good. So we have different ways that we're actually introducing the massage and what they teach. And this one right here, which is wonderful. This is actually wax in his hand. So this invoked a lot of curiosity. This shot was really up close. Like, what are we doing? What are we watching? What is this? This had some authority here. I was able to get a good a screenshot of the actual hook. And then this one right here is an offer-based ad. So multiple ways to diversify. All these got some really good spend behind it. The next one, the last one is info product. The info product here is different ways to do it, right? Some of these are some of our best performing ads. Workday, these ones did really well. This one is that cinematic ad, and then this one right here is a static that continues to do well. This is actually being recreated into a video, which is still continuing. This one is actually still continuing to perform really well. And it's just different ways and finding different ways that your audiences like to receive the information and like to be told, right? So, for example, this right here is something that we understood about the audience, and it is to create a lot of peace, right? And this is really good for them. And so this is something that they want. They just don't want to hustle all the time. So because we understood that they want that peace, they want to make money on the side, right? They want to continue growing, that we created more angles around that. So any questions on any of these? If you do, feel free just to unmute and then ask any questions you have. Cool. All right. We'll go over to the last couple of slides here. So then we're going to go over Black Friday, Cyber Monday strategies. How do we apply them? And again, like I said earlier at this, it's going to be, of course, you're very welcome. And these examples I'm about to give you, like what I'm about to say here, you guys might feel like, oh, this is very general, but most people overcomplicate Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, everybody's in the buying behavior. Their mass desire is, I want to purchase. Let me purchase. Give me an offer and let me purchase, as long as it's the product that I want. That's what they are. And for the next 2 months, that's where they're going to be, right? So this is the biggest note. This is what happens to me every single time. They're clients that I work with personally, in which I've been running their ads for a year, 2 years, some of them 3 years. They're running their ads. So the biggest thing that I've learned with the most successful Black Friday, Cyber Mondays campaigns ever is that you have what you did during the year, and the angles and the ads that you found during the year are going to set you up for success for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Why? It's because this is when you reuse your best performing evergreen angles. And when you've tested out different offers in the year to find the best performing offers, then use those offers and those angles or those evergreen ads as the Black Friday, Cyber Monday ads. I'm telling you guys, every single time this works, period. Why? Because they've already done well throughout the year when there was no promos. How do you think they're going to do when there are promos? If there's offers that you did throughout the year that worked out really well. So for example, we had I call the Man Kitchen, right? So Man Kitchen is a pepper grinder. During the Man Kitchen birthday sale, that offer, I believe, was 25 or 30% off. Absolutely crushed. We had about 160 purchases. Again, I can't remember off the top of my head. Just that day alone. It was absolutely phenomenal. So what did we say about Black Friday Monday? Hey, we're our best performing ad during that promo. What was the way that it looked? Cool. Like, let's revamp it to make it fit Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Trust me, guys, that is I know that sounds crazy to some people because it sounds so simple, but it just works every single time for me. Every single time. Right? And then, get your best performance the last 6 months, and then ask, how can I remake these in 10 different ways? That creates the diversification, and that's who you're going to work with Andromeda now, because it's going to be different. But you're going to have these evergreen ads because you've already set up you already set up your ads by understanding which evergreen ads and angles and offers already worked throughout the year, and you're just going to go, okay, was there 5, 6, 7, 8 ads that did really well, and how can I say this 4, 5, 6, 7 different ways, right? So if I come in here and I look at this one specifically, let's just talk about this one. If I know that this ad right here, because right now in the ad account, this one's having about a 1.5, 1.6 return on ad spend, which is great for them, because for me, that's new customer revenue. That's NC ROAS. They're really happy with that. And if I know that these specific elements are really good and that headline is really good, what's stopping me from, maybe just removing testimonial or just rearranging the pieces here and adding a Black Friday, Cyber Monday stamp on it? Not a whole lot, because I already know this can handle spend and it can work, which means that when I go into my ad account and I go over my Black Friday, Cyber Monday ads, I know that this specific type of ad already works. In addition to that, it's been working in the Andromeda environment this year. That's why I say that the most successful strategy that you'll have this year is finding your best ads, figuring out how ways to recreate them and reframe them. And for this year, because Andromeda has been your account this year, diversify that account and put all of them within that campaign. Now, the question will be CBO or ABO, because that's a question that everybody likes to ask. And honestly, the ad account structure is not going to matter as much as being able to know that these are the angles that are going to win, and then being able to diversify and create a lot of it, because it's going to be different people who are going to interact differently with those different ads. So yeah. Then, as a small reminder, just because you have an info product doesn't mean you can't highlight the offer. Some info products have offers like get all of this for $27. It's 67% off, and you'll get all these bonuses. Then on your banner, say BFCM sale. You can put that inside of your landing page. There's nothing to stop it from doing that. It's just allowing us to be a little bit creative in the way that we frame the messaging and doing stuff like that. So I got a couple of examples for you. These absolutely crushed for me, and these are just good examples of some info products here. There's some e-com, and this one is actually a knife delivery. This one was one that was featured inside a Shark Tank that I ran their ads for years. This is a really simple message, 20% off. This ad right here, Evergreen, worked really, really well. Super good static. This one did really well. Again, testimonial, super simple. And then what we did here is we had the price, the discounted price that we're going to get, and then the regular price that they got off, right? People go, big savings. I know I'm going to save. Now I'll give some examples. I did not run these, so I just want to say this for sure. Did not run these, but they're really good examples of showing the offer. So for example, you have this entire, learn how to run ads for growth. Here it is. And then you have the price crossed out, and then only $19 for limited time only, right? Then you have another one here, right? Has the headline, kind of an ugly ad, looks really cool. I like it. Get the training for just $17. It's $97. Save $83. People are in that buying behavior. Not 6, 7. Yeah, some the people are in that buying behavior, guys. So lean into this buying behavior, especially if you have an info product. If you have a book, a call funnel, test it out, right? Test out going out there and actually showing. Let's come in here. Actually showing what it could be worth to them and what they get as a discount if they apply now, if they do this. People are in that buying behavior. People are looking for these offers. People are hunting for it. Any questions here about how to create these into diverse ads for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, how to work alongside it? And again, anytime you guys can just unmute yourself and you just ask, rock and roll. Cool beans. Awesome, guys. Little quick recap then. So far in this webinar, kind of showed you how to create / diversify your ads and tap it into broader mass desire. This, I believe, is the most fundamental principle that we can actually do in order for us to grow, succeed, and scale in the new age of advertising, I would say, right, with Andromeda. Figure out what Meta actually wants, why your ads are failing, possible reasons for that, how to tap into the mass desire, right? So you could diversify your ads. Again, guys, it's going to be massive. I know this for sure, and everybody's going to be talking about this later in the future, and I know they are, because we're already talking about it in the past. It's a good fundamental principle of actually being able to do it. And then, which my goal is to give you guys confidence to create more high converting ads that can handle thousands of dollars of ad spend and be able to create that foundation in which you guys can actually scale and to do that. So any questions here before I kind of go into the kind of last couple of slides? Do I recommend catalog with discount add-on or frame for BF? When you're saying frame, what do you mean by frame specifically? I do recommend that if you're doing e-commerce, one of the best ways to actually run that Black Friday Cyber Monday offer is highlight the offer in in the catalog, but also make sure that the discount applies automatically at checkout. I know that sounds not everybody, some people like to do, hey, apply this discount, but you're trying to remove the friction as much as possible. That would be the biggest thing that I would say. Remove that friction as much as possible. Yeah, and a catalog with discount. Yes, I would do if you can. If you do have it, I would do a catalog with the discount, and that would be solid. Anybody else? Cool, guys. So kind of going forward to the next part, right? This is here. I just wanted to say, after going through all that, I know that's a lot, and I know that you guys already know, guys are here because you're already running the ads. So you kind of have two choices at this moment, right? You keep doing what you're doing, which is great. And if you guys want to continue to be where you are, and I hope that this webinar gave you guys everything that you guys need to continue moving forward and really growing. But of course, sometimes we're staying stuck. So let's figure out ways to move, sometimes keep burning budget, not knowing what to test and how to recreate those angles. Watch competitors dominate at times. And I've seen this a lot of times. And miss some seasonal cycles and opportunities here. Or the other path is let's build that foundation. Take this webinar, take everything that you have here and build the foundation. Be able to scale your account. Sleep soundly knowing that your account is stable and you know that you can wake up the next day and you're not feeling anxious. Dominate Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then join the 10% who can actually really, really scale, But you're always not going to do it perfectly, as you guys have seen in one of the ones. You're not always going to win 100%. You're always not going to hit home runs. But the goal is to build a foundation for you to scale. And so having someone to guide you and coach you through that process and know what steps to make is going to be really great. So I want to make an offer quickly for you guys about if you guys would like, I'm happy to audit your account, and then we can go over this right here, which can be the foundation scale framework. This is me and what I teach, and this is me going over how to create predictable scaling, right? So the three pillars that I like to talk about is research and create a pipeline. So this is going to be the most important here. So go from research, idea, angle, and ad analysis fast, and build a consistent pipeline of creative the algo wants, and being able to increase your hit rates and get more winning ads. And two, which is pattern recognition and diagnosis, be able to predict, if ads are going to crash before they do, understand creative decay, audience saturation, and the system versus human problems to make data decisions. And then strategic scaling and support, right? Going over how you guys can actually strategically scale your ad accounts and then continue to spend and continue to create that stability. So yeah, guys. So if you're interested in wanting to do that, let me know. Ramit can send you one of those links so you guys can get the document, the Notion document. And I did want to offer you guys also, if you are interested, you guys are welcome to do an audit with me, and I'll go through your whole ad account, and we can figure out what we can do and how to move you forward into the next steps and really get you scaling and getting ready for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So yeah, guys, that's everything for me. So I'm going to leave up the last 10, 15 minutes for you guys to have any questions that you have for me. Yeah, Natty, the Robin will send you over a link for that, and then we can discuss that a little bit after. So. Cool. All right, guys. If no one has any further questions, definitely let me know. But I hope you guys got this, and we got the recording of everything here, and I'm excited for you guys to really grow during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and start to create and diversify your ads a lot more. And I know there's a lot going on right now and a lot of information, and that's why I believe personally that the foundations that you build right now are going to be what people talk about in the future, moving on into the future. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. And if you guys have any additional questions, you guys, you can message me an email, or you can send me a message or DM on Facebook, and we'll chat soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thanks, guys.